unmistakable. There's something really golden and special in his voice. The strength and the ability and the pinnacle of artistic expression. When you talk about national treasures like the Opera House, he was in that category.
Yeah, what a voice, eh? When he sang, time did really feel like it stopped. His voice itself, to me, sounds like a choir, like it's got so much texture, so much color.
But also he knew how to use that. He knew that he was affecting you when he sang. We met on his island in 1996. I went out there with a guitarist called Cal Williams who had been in Yothu Yindi and used to look after Gurrumul a lot because he was in Yothu Yindi for 7 years. They brought him into the room and you just immediately are struck by this aura or presence that you're not expecting. And yeah, that happened to me too. When you go to his community of 3,000 people, everyone has kind of had something to do with his upbringing. They all revere and revered Gurrumul so much. When you're then the person entrusted with looking after him, it's kind of quite a big responsibility and a lot of people are watching. I would try and focus more on the friendship. Yeah, everything's about the relationship. A lot of things are based on humour in our career.
Gurrumul's asked me to speak for him because he's slack.
People don't know how to react, whether they're supposed to laugh or have a good time or sit in some kind of reverence. The humour thing was really great fun and a great tool.
Gurrumul's a Cat supporter, I'm a Hawk supporter, and at half time, the scores were level. If anyone gets range in the hall and they want to yell out the score, feel free.
We didn't want to make another record like the first one. You know, we wanted to go further and he wanted to go into traditional land.
So it was the first time that we tried some of these traditional ceremonial songs with a big orchestra. It sort of felt like this nexus between his first albums and then, sadly, the last album of new material.
You'll notice the style of a lot of this is quite repetitive, and that was intentional because First Nations culture, it's an oral culture, so people learn from repetition. I really wanted the compositions to be reflecting the traditional life.
It was really kind of a reimagining of those songs and the colours that could come out of really his voice, and of course the stories he was telling. And I think that was a really special thing for the audience to have a real journey. It was a very special event. There was also the film components which explained the context of Gurrumul's life and his family spoke. I think people glimpsed something about not just Gurrumul, but about the life in Elcho Island, a really different perspective of what Australia is. It was much more than just music.
He's making a bridge. He's talking about our dignity. He's identifying ourselves to the world. To me, it is a hidden treasure.
Having the Opera House and the SSO all coming together felt like the only way that we could do justice to everything properly in a matter of respect.
It really did feel like the concert held time in a very special way. Gurrumul is such an important figure in Australian musical history with his more contemporary songs, but also his singing of the Manichae, the ceremonial song cycles. He really inhabited both those musical worlds with such intensity.
He was really special. What he was able to contribute feels really significant. His persona, his energy, his voice, it'll be around forever.